Hi everybody, welcome. My name is Diogo Costa. I'm a tour guide from Premium Tours. Today, I want to talk a little bit about one of the most exciting poets of all times, the great Fernando Pessoa. Fernando Pessoa is probably the most exciting poet ever existed in Portugal. Now, it's beautiful to discover the poet. You can go online and search for some of his poetry. Some of his poetry is actually exciting. Now, he was born in Lisbon in 1888, and then he died in the same city in 1935. It's beautiful to discover Lisbon through the eyes of the poet. Now, some of the places that he actually went in Lisbon was places like the famous coffee shop that still exists today, the famous Brasileira. Next to the coffee shop, there's actually a statue of the great poet where you can actually sit down and take a picture next to the statue, next to the great poet. There is a beautiful street, the street in actually where the coffee shop is, called Rua Garrett. And it's beautiful just to walk down and up the street and discover this beautiful city. I'm going to read a little bit about the poetry of this Fernando Pessoa. One of his famous books, it's actually called The Message. And one of the beautiful things you can realize when you're reading The Message is how much of the history of Portugal goes on the poetry of Fernando Pessoa. So this book actually has beautiful poems that you can actually understand a little bit more about the history of Portugal. One is actually called The Sea of Portugal, and it goes like this. O Sultan land and sea, how much of your salt belongs to the tears of Portugal? By crossing your waters, how many mothers wept? How many sons and daughters prayed in vain? How many would-be brides denied for you to be ours, O sea? And the poetry, this poem continues, and it's so beautiful altogether. All of it, it's beautiful. My suggestion is for you to discover some more about the poetry of this great poet, Fernando Pessoa. Go online and search for his poetry, or try to get one of his books. You won't be disappointed for sure. When you are in Lisbon, come with us with Premium Tours and discover some of the places that this poet actually would go with his friends, with his family when he was in Lisbon. I hope you are well, and I hope you discover some more of our videos here on Premium Tours and here on our websites, on Instagram, on Facebook. There's so much to discover about the poetry and about the history of Portugal. Continue with us on Tuesdays or Thursdays, trying to discover more about us and about the history of Portugal. Stay safe. Thank you.